Hello and welcome to Business Talks. I am your host, Lana Smith. And today I have in the hot seat one of my very good friends, Mark Peterson from KXLY. Most of you know him. He is a household name here in our community.
I was lost and they put me on a milk carton. Yes, that's how I got to be a household name. Hi.
Exactly. So also Wishing Star partners with Mark Peterson and his Extreme Team crew to create some of our phenomenal wishes.
We've had some good ones.
Yeah, we've had some good ones. So we're going to talk to Mark today about what the Extreme Team is doing. They are up to a lot. And after COVID, now that COVID's kind of lightening up a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. You had a year that was a little bit slow because of COVID.
We still managed to do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But it was probably 2/3 less than I'm normally doing.
Yeah.
My kids tell me I don't quarantine well.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I don't think
and so does
anybody
my
does.
belly.
Quarantine 20.
So let's start with Wishing Star.
Yes.
Let's give you
start
some
with Wishing
updates.
Fantastic.
Benji's bus got moved. It's
Yes,
in a
it
new
did.
home. It's got power. It has been relocated, and that was not easy.
No, I imagine it was an amazing wish, and we've actually shown Benji's wish on Spokane Talks. So people have gotten to know Benji through our Wish Kid Wednesday. And if you haven't seen it, Benji is a 10-year-old boy who loves school buses, and his
Love
wish
is a light word here.
it is passionate, crazy about school buses. And with Wishing Star and the Extreme Team, we were able to bring a school bus,
A full-size
school bus. The best part of that, though, Mark, that a lot of people didn't realize was that therapy part in the back of the bus. Because during COVID, you know, it was hard for Benji to go in and get his therapies. And so that was such a great catch on your part so that he could actually get his therapies. The therapist could come to his house and do the therapy.
He can sort of drive the bus, right? We got the steering
Without a
wheel
key,
and everything. Yes.
without a key, no engine.
It's got a special key to just light up all the lights. There's seating there for his friends. Then you come back and there's an area with a TV, and you can have dinner or color or those things. And then there's 15 feet in the back that's padded floor where they can do his physical therapy and for the other kids within the home as well.
Yes.
So
they have several special need
were
children.
Very happy about that. But to get it moved, Kellogg's Towing, those guys came in and said, okay, we got it. And I guess, send me the bill. And he goes, oh, we're good. I mean,
This community
that's
is
the
unreal.
beautiful thing of the Extreme Team. We keep bumping into really good people. Drea, I'm wearing Drea's Wish.
Drea's
t-shirt.
Wish, yes.
And she's amazing. Immune suppressed to beyond all imagination. Can't be around anything.
She's 5 years old,
Right.
and she has what a lot of people know as the boy in the bubble disease, has zero immune system, cannot go outside and play. So her world was really the inside of her home or the hospital.
Right. And so we took the backyard and turned it into cement, artificial grass.
The synthetic grass.
We had, some
play
coverings,
structures.
and we had places to sit and a new entry into the house that was really cool. Winkler Concrete did a beautiful job.
You're not kidding.
And they just finished a pour for me in my shop.
Oh.
And he goes, why are you calling me? I said, look what you do. I want to give my money to you.
Yes.
And
and
cool
the concrete
cats.
path that he did so she could ride her bike. So you guys could she could ride her bike or her big wheel around all the way around the yard.
Yeah. Oh, we had a lot of fun.
And remember when we walked in that backyard, it was overgrown.
Weeds 2 to 3 feet high.
Yes, and it was really hard to see, but I was so impressed. You walked in and went, okay, between you and Josh, Josh Tripp from Place Landscape and Architect, you guys worked together and got that. You had the vision. It was phenomenal.
Oh, I see a lot of things. Some of them are real. So we did that. And anyway, she is just having a birthday on May 1st.
She's having her 6th birthday.
And she's such a sweetheart.
Isn't she?
Yeah, she really is. So we're very happy. And that had old men crying, by the way. So a lot of these when Benji came out and said, "Is this my bus? Is this my bus?" And one of my guys goes, "I'm out. I'm done."
When you get to see the child's reaction.
Right.
Now, Drea wasn't there. She was at Seattle Children's.
And we had to do it over Facebook Live.
Yes, and the phone. And we hopefully maybe we can share that. I'll give the guys some of that video of her, all these kids in the background playing on the equipment, and her response, who are those kids and why are they in my backyard?
And then 30 seconds later, look at all those kids. And so she was very happy to see people.
Well, a little girl who doesn't, she hasn't played with other kids, just her brothers.
It really is quite amazing how these families adapt. They adapted to internally, and now they have a fire pit that they just added, and now they've moved their world outside. Yeah,
you made the raised flower or the raised beds
Vegetable
so that
beds,
mom could. That was her
on
request.
The hot side of the house because she wanted tomatoes.
Yes.
So I said, well, thank goodness because this is going to be a hot planter. All right, now that takes me to something else that we did during COVID. So my gal works with elderly, and we were talking one night. There may have been wine involved.
There's always wine involved with you,
me,
Mark.
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
There is.
That or whiskey.
At times. And when appropriate.
It's always appropriate.
It's always, when is it not appropriate? On live TV. So she goes, I want my people to have something to plant in.
Yes.
And I said, well, why couldn't we do planters?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh my goodness, that would be
boxes.
Awesome. Wheelchair accessible. So we're measuring wheelchairs and they're going like, oh, it's this height. Yeah, but this is a planter. So they have to get in, but there's also got to be a ledge. So it's got to hold the dirt. So it's got to be as low as humanly possible so they can get, and it has to become a thing. Otherwise it's not a thing, right? Stuart Lee, one of my dear friends and helpers.
He's amazing.
Retired union carpenter, can do anything in the world. Yeah. And I talked to him on the phone before I came in here, and I'll finish the story with that.
Please tell him hi. Yeah.
And so we made 16 of those and put those out into 4 different retirement and homes, care facilities. Yeah. And a gal, 92 or 93, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. She lived past 80. And she had her hands just dirt and smiling. And I go, wow, you must really like that. She goes, I was raised on a farm. I haven't had my hands in dirt like this forever. And there were 3 or 4 master gardeners, that gentleman who goes like, and we were planting them. We were putting plants and stuff in them. And they said, so what can we do? I said, well, in some of the residences where it was in one of the areas where they need a lot of attention, I said, you can always take them out and they can replant them. And they did that several times and replaced the plants. Yeah. But it gave them joy for that moment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for those who have dealt with elderly, you know what I mean. And with all the respect in the world, it was wonderful to see these people who have been locked up in their rooms during COVID, quarantined. A very difficult situation to try, not only for these homes and these areas to try and sustain that, but to make sure that all of their younger people coming in are COVID. I mean, it's a tough balance.
Well, and
but it was so cool to do that. So we called it Gardening for Grands. And I can tell you that as of this morning, and then talking to Stuart, we're going to do it again. But we're going to do it earlier. Okay. Because we did it like late July last year.
Okay.
And so this year, we're going to do it in the middle of June.
Great.
So that they have some time with it, and they can grow some vegetables and things like that, and eat the vegetables that come out of them. So that's pretty cool. Now we just got to get through the lumber prices.
Oh, are they?
It affects what we do. Oh, extremely high. It's horrible.
Is it because of the real estate market? Is it because of the building? Or
part of it, and I'm not going to get all this absolutely correct, but we've had issues getting some lumber products out of other countries. Yeah. We've had issues with what the resins and those materials that go to press the flat sheets together, the 4x8 flat sheets that we have. OSB is crazy. A year ago it was like $12. Now it's $58 a sheet.
Holy cow.
Holy cow is right.
Yeah.
There was a Facebook meme where the gal says, take me someplace expensive. So he took her to dinner in a lumber alley, you know, in a box store, and they were sitting there having
appropriate.
having dinner by all the lumber. It was. I'm really trying to sit up. I've had the COVID-19. It's all right here. So we've got all that going on. Plus, then we did the lights at KXLY Park.
Yes. So talk about that a little bit and tell me, how did that come about?
7 years ago, a call to get a bid to put lights on the hospital, just to outline the hospital in lights, and it was over $20,000. So Kirsten Carlisle called me and said, "Okay, Mark.
Yeah.
We have trees, pine trees, that are right in front of where they're on level 3, but it's like 7 stories up because there's a parking garage. Yeah. And they can see out their windows to those trees. I want to put Christmas lights in them."
Yeah.
And I thought about it for about 10 seconds and said, "I know a guy with a crane. I can get some lights. We'll have some fun." That was the first year, and we used a crane to get up into those trees. I was in that crane. And I'm not the biggest fan of heights, but you're up there at 100, 120 feet, you know, and the kids are waving out of the hospital rooms and stuff. I mean, it was insane.
I'm sorry. I have to tell you, I'll just say thank you. Oh, that hit me. Grace, my daughter, when she's going through her surgeries and her cancer treatment, her room, it was in December, and those lights were extremely meaningful to her. Because it was a little bit of Christmas that she could have while she was in isolation. And those lights meant a lot to her. So thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to...
I didn't realize that you had... I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
That's the Extreme Team. That's Avista. That's Ace Hardware at Ash and Rowan and on Francis.
I didn't realize that Extreme Team had done
people.
that.
Yeah. We clearly I need to put bigger banners, but we've done it every year, and we've grown it every year. We have the trees all the way around the park now.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And we do a gingerbread house, which we're going to change up this next year. We're trying to come up with something cool. Put a lot of rope lights in; they'll last longer. We've cleared out a lot of trees, but yeah, the kids.
It's you need to know the impact, just so you know from one family.
Well,
the impact is huge.
I get letters from grandparents.
Yeah.
I got a letter from a nurse who was at her wit's end.
Yeah.
She just had it. And whatever was, I don't know what was happening. She goes, "I just want you to know I left that hospital not knowing if I would return." And I was in the park, and I was just sitting there, and the Christmas music and the lights, and it just helped me reset and just told me it was going to be okay. And you read stuff like that, and then people go, "Why do you put so many extra hours in the Extreme Team?" Well, let me tell you, it's a payoff.
The impact is tremendous for the community.
Yeah. Jaden, a little boy that we helped years ago, he just passed away, and he was amazing. Really had a hard time communicating and just had so many issues, but he gave me a kiss on the cheek. I lost it, and his mom lost it. And I said, "Okay, it's paid for. Thank you." Yeah. That's all I need.
That's all you need.
Don't have to sell it, kid. I'm coming back tomorrow. We're going to finish the job. And we did. It was so we have a lot of those projects where we've helped. We built a lot of baseball fields. We're with Hometown Chevrolet. We couldn't do it last year, and that hurt. I really look forward to that every year.
You bet.
I didn't know anything about baseball other than there was, beer and hot dogs associated with it. And when that first came to me, and, my people come to me and go, "Okay, Chevy dealers around the country get a fund that they do something with baseball, and most of them give equipment and stuff. We want to do something different. We're the only ones in the country doing that, repurposing or improving, or in one case, building a baseball field out of nothing. Okay. And we're the only ones doing it. In fact, the Extreme Team's the only one in the nation doing what we do. We're at about
amazing?
Once a year I'll go to say, okay, TV station, because we're a TV station, right? But we're supposed to do public good.
That's right.
I was trained that in radio in 1984. He says, "Pete, you got to leave the community better than you found it."
That's exactly right. So for people who want to know how they can get involved with the Extreme Team, give to the Extreme Team, send ideas. How do people get hold of you?
Lana would like me to put it this way. First of all, cut a check to Wishing Star.
Yes, please first.
And that gets you...
No. We're talking about Extreme Team today.
No, the Extreme Team is you can go to the Facebook page, Extreme Team KXLY. It's
Okay.
there, and we update things. I'm going to tell you, this last year, I didn't have a lot of updates. They go like, Mark, you got to keep posting. And I go like, what do I? So you can go there, markp@kxly.com. That's my email address. And that will, get you to me. And we also, a couple times a year, there's an Extreme Team tab on KXLY.com.
Okay.
Maybe that's the easiest way, KXLY.com.
Okay, and we'll post that for everybody watching today. And
it's easy peasy.
And I just want to say on behalf of Wishing Star, thank you for what you do and what you've done for our families. And we've got another project we're talking about right now, so
we're in the
maybe
beginning
we'll have
stages of
some updates there. But
I'm going to share something, and maybe you don't want me to do this, but I'm going to anyway.
No, that's okay.
To let you know how these projects come together. We had finished Dria's Wish. One of my requirements is coffee everywhere I go.
Yes.
I mean, and I'll bring the coffee. Just let me know. and then normally we go out and just do a dinner and sort of talk about the project and relax. It's the adrenaline. I still have to go to work Friday morning. We finish on Thursday nights always,
Yes.
and so this helps me calm down. So we're sitting there, we're talking, and there's like 6 or 8 of us. We're at O'Doherty's, I think. And it comes about, well, we have another project. We want to put a bus in a backyard, and we're going to need a crane to put the bus in. And I go like, I'm in.
We won't say what the bar tab was on that.
And
However,
then
it was worth it.
I will say that we did put the bus in the backyard, and Benji has loved it. And his family is so appreciative, and they're so wonderful.
And Benji's just gone through a pretty rough time. He was back in the hospital. Right. And the one thing his mama said, Becky said, was the one thing he keeps talking about is he needs to get home and start the bus up.
So he had been home from the hospital 2 days. Stuart Lee and I are there.
Yeah.
Putting some finishing touches on the new. We had
the
to
new location.
Relocate it.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he goes, "My bus. What are you doing on my bus? What are you doing, my bus?" And Stuart's going, "That's the cutest thing ever." And he just all smiles. So I mean, there are bad days doing what we do for work. We all have bad days. I mean, it's work, and you're making money, and you've got responsibilities and emails and phone calls to return. But in the end, when you see the faces and you see the reaction from the community, you see the kids playing ball or the kids smiling at what was their wish, then you go, okay, all right,
The reward is so much greater than anything you put into it.
Yeah, no, the people who show up the week of to help, the volunteers.
Yes.
I've had guys show up with companies and they get paid. The companies say, "Mark, I'm gonna give you 6 guys. We're gonna do this, that." They're getting paid by that company. Like Winkler Concrete. All his guys are getting paid to be there on that job, and he's donating all of that. And then they'll come back on their day off and help us without pay.
I remember that with Dria's Wish. Those guys coming on the weekends.
Oh, they loved it. Just to get things prepped, just to get things ready. So once again, it's hard work. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of fun, and the reward is, hopefully, a spot
infinite.
through the pearly gates. I mean, that's the reason I do it.
You need a leg in.
I'm a loose Lutheran. We got to do something.
I'll give you a good reference. I know a few people.
You know a few people. That's good.
So
thank you for letting me talk about what I love so much.
I know you're passionate about the Extreme Team, and Wishing Star is just one of many organizations that have been blessed by what you do. So thank you.
Well, you buy into the crazy. That helps because people go, "There's no way you can get that done in 4 days."
Exactly. We're like, okay.
Hold my coffee, watch this. Sometimes it's 6 or 8 days, but you see the 4 days where the energy and the action is. Sometimes it's months of planning, but we put it all on TV in 4 days. So
and it's about community.
It is.
And this is what you're doing. You're feeding back into our community, and it's
and
a
we've
great
got
thing.
some cool projects. We've got a big meeting coming up next week.
Okay.
Because of everything going on and COVID, the vaccination, all the things, we can start playing a bigger role.
Yeah.
So I've proposed projects through the end of the year, and we're going to go over them and see which ones, how it's all going to work out.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you it's just me and I'm magic. There's a lot of people that work on this and a lot of volunteers. Lance Pounder Excavation. I couldn't do what I do without Lance.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody you work with, incredibly professional, compassionate, so generous.
Yeah.
You have a great great group of people around you.
And I like to surround myself with smart, fun people.
Well,
So
it's
you're
good.
a part of that. Just run with it any way you want.
Yes, I am a part of that, but I'm
Smart,
excited.
fun, good-looking.
There
Yes,
we
of course.
go. It's all just a whole package
Right,
deal.
well, that's what I could do this for hours,
Yeah,
and
I
I
know.
don't think I have hours.
No, you don't. But I want to thank you for coming in today. We will put the information for everybody on our website on this where they can get hold of you and see if we can't get some more Extreme Team folks.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Mark, thank you for being with us today. And I want to thank you for being here at Business Talks. And I'm your host, Lana Smith.
National Barricade and Sign Company is a well-established company founded in 1957. National Barricade has become a well-known business in the Spokane Valley for more than 50 years. Over the years, we have built long-lasting relationships with many cities, counties, and their departments of transportation. Customers come to us because they know they are going to get the best quality service at the best possible price. National Barricade prides itself on getting the job done in a timely manner. We know that contractors must have certain items in a timely fashion to get their job done, and if we don't have it, we will get it. We guarantee fast service no matter how long it takes.
The Wishing Star Send a Friend a Goat fundraiser is back. They are adorable, snuggleable, and hilarious. For 16 years, baby goats have brought joy to thousands while raising essential funds for the Wishing Star Foundation, which grants wishes for children with terminal and life-threatening conditions while supporting their families long after the wish. From May 3rd through the 7th, you can have a baby goat delivered to a friend, family member, boss, or coworker. The Wishing Star Goat Wrangler volunteers will deliver an adorable live baby goat directly into the arms of your recipient. For a $60 donation, this is a fun and lighthearted way to get some laughs and support the Wishing Star Foundation Wish programs at the same time. Place your order today at wishingstar.org/goats. Happy goating!